Today we're working with our review lesson 3, which is on distributing and simplifying. So the first thing we need to know, if there is parentheses, if you see parentheses, we're going to multiply. That's all there is to it. If there's a parenthesis, we're multiplying something through. So first thing we're always going to look for is if there's not a number outside the parenthesis, we're going to put a 1 in front. So like right here, I have a 3 out in front. Right here, you'll notice I don't have a number, I have a negative, so we're going to stick a 1 right there. Step number 2 says multiply the number and sign directly attached to the parenthesis to each term inside. So that means we're going to take this 3 and we're going to multiply it to that. So 3 times m, these two together give me 3m. Most of you did yours, you were taught this way, that's fine too. I'm just showing you a different way. And then I'm going to take that same 3 and this time I'm going to multiply it to this. So that would give me 3 times 5 is 15, and since it was negative, it's a negative 15. That now has been distributed. So same thing here. We're going to take this number on the outside and multiply to each on the inside. So negative 1 times 4 is negative 4n. Then I'm going to take that same number on the outside and times it by this. So negative 1 times negative 8. So 1 times 8 is 8. Since they both are negative, it becomes positive. So negative, some of you may try to write it like this, negative 4n minus a negative 8. This is not wrong. It's just not in the most correct form. You'll never see two negatives like this right next to each other anymore because they'll automatically change it to a plus. Again, not wrong, just this is the most correct form. The other thing you should be able to do is once you distribute, you need to be able to simplify, so combine your like terms. So first thing you're going to see again here, it says if there are parentheses, you must distribute. So we're going to start by distributing this 1/3. So I'm going to take this number on the outside and I'm going to multiply it right here. So 1/3 times 3. And if you need to put it in your calculator, you can, but you'll get out 1, and I'm going to put just a p there. Then I'm going to take that same 1/3, and I'm going to times it by this one. So 1/3 of 12 is 4, and both are positive, so this stays positive. I've now I've now distributed this side, but you'll notice I have another set of parentheses right here. That means I take my number and the sign in front, and that's what's being distributed on this one. So now I have negative 12p. Negative 2 times 6, negative 12. Negative 2, again, always pulling your sign in front. Negative 2 times negative 4. So 2 times 4 is 8. Since both signs are negative or the same, it becomes positive. Now that we've done that, we're going to highlight sets of terms, of like terms. However you do this, some of your teachers may have taught you a way like this, like you have p's and you have numbers, so you could set them up that way. Some of you may like to highlight, like I'm going to highlight, I want to change my color. So I might highlight so that I take anything that's a p. So those two are like terms, and then let's say that we want these ones, and these are like terms, and that's because they are, I don't want to highlight it anymore. I have 1p and I have a negative 12p. On this side I have 4 that's just a plain number and 8 that's just a plain number. Always again pulling your sign in front, sign in front, sign in front. So I've highlighted my sets of terms where you've put them together so that you can see all of your p's together, all of your numbers together, and now we're going to add. So I'm going to add, so it's almost like this becomes a plus. So 1 plus negative 12. Again, take your sign in front. This is saying 1 and negative 12. Or they're different signs. You're going to subtract them. So I'm going to end up with a negative 11 and then p, because I take the sign of my bigger number. And then on this side, they're both just positive. So 8 plus 4 would be 12. And that would be your final answer. You cannot solve that. These are not like terms. These are p's. These are not. So then another way, some of you could have done it like this, like those two together, when you add them together, would still give you negative 11p, and these two together, when you add them, would have given you 12. But you'll notice your answers are the same. If there's not a sign between them, like how I said this was just 12, if you just got 12, you just stick your plus sign out in front or between them, but out in front of the number.